Far across the sea and through the open landscapes of the world, our home is made up of many different cultures and people that have made their mark in history as being the greatest, most powerful, the most peaceful, most honest, or most understanding cultures around the world. And many of you have come to this channel before to learn about these many different interesting places and have asked us to look into a very unique country, and that is the country of Canada. The country that's national anthem begins with "O Canada, we stand on guard for thee," with the word "thee" standing for you. How's it going, guys? My name's Dave Walpole, and welcome to FTD Facts. Now, first of all, this is a channel where we talk about a lot of different people, cultures, and places from all around the world. Many of you guys already know who and what we do, and here on the channel, this is a pretty important video for us because we have had a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, ask us to do Canada. As a matter of fact, in the last 3 months, we've had over 1,100 mentions of Canada in our comments section. And because of that, I got goosebumps when it came to writing this because, well, not only did you guys recommend it, because it's also my home. Canada is where FTD Facts all started and all came together. And originally here on the channel, we weren't going to do facts on Canada until we hit about 1 million subscribers. Now, we changed our thoughts here on the channel because on July 1st of 2017, Canada is celebrating its 150th birthday. And for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a couple of videos here and there on Canada in celebration for this awesome event. I mean, come on, Canada's 150 years old. This is amazing. However, we also want to thank users Sayed Bawazir, Faizan Alman, Saad Abawath, Mishi Bag, Rakash Waj, Harmony Candy, Bilal Abdu Basith, and so many more of you guys who recommended us to talk about Canada. It's been insane. And before we get in this video, I want to also know, what is your favorite thing about Canada? And if you guys have a recommendation for a future people, place, or thing, let us know down there. But oh, Canada, she is home to me, misunderstood by some, but loved by many. The country of freedom, but like many countries, it has its ups and downs. Now, compared to some other countries that we've talked about in the past, Canada has a very small population. Like if you compare it to India or America, it's pretty small in population. This is because as of a 2016 census, which I even did, the country has 35,151,728 people. And it comes in as the second biggest country, not in population, but in size, to Russia. This is because Canada as a country stretches out to be over 9,984,670 kilometers square, which means per kilometer square there's about 3.92 Canadians. Now, most of this area is unoccupied. It's so vast, it's so huge. And a majority of the population lives near the coasts or the American border. And although some areas might seem uninhabited, that's not actually true, because the census has a Privacy Protection Act that doesn't release data on low population areas. Now, Canada is a very green place. As a matter of fact, anywhere between 35 to 50% of all of Canada is covered in forest. I know it seems like a vast amount, but I just couldn't get an accurate figure. This forest roughly equates to almost 4.9 million kilometers square. However, it is estimated that Canada has 318 billion trees inside the country, making it 10% of the world's forested lands. And in total, it is the second largest country with forestry next to Russia, which has 6.9 billion trees. Now, there is an argument that goes around that Canada has the most educated people on the planet. It might be a hard thing to prove, but however, Canada's literacy rate for males and females is very balanced, coming in at 99%. And throughout the 13 provinces within the country, there's about 98 universities and colleges, with roughly 1.8 million people enrolling in school each year. One thing to also mention, in Canada, colleges and universities are much different than the ones in the States and maybe other places around the world. This is because colleges and universities are very similar, but universities cost much more. Colleges are more career-orientated with bachelor degrees, and universities usually offer master degrees and are for higher education, for things like medical, dentistry, or law. And for colleges, you usually attend for about 2 years, where universities, it's usually about 4 or more. Now, the capital of Canada is Ottawa, and according to the World Atlas, it is the 7th coldest capital in the world, with an average temperature of 5.5 degrees Celsius. At one point, it was the second coldest capital in the world, but because of the breakup of the Soviet Union, it changed all of that. And speaking of temperature, Canadians like to use Celsius over Fahrenheit. The reason for this is because the 0 point at the Celsius meter indicates the point where water freezes. And a good day for temperature in Canada is roughly 25 degrees Celsius. Just think of it like 25% of 100 is really, really good. Now, if you were to visit the country of Canada, good luck trying to visit the longest coastline in the entire world. Canada's coastline is the largest, stretching all the way around the country at 243,977 kilometers. And to give you an idea of how large that is, my Nissan Versa that I've had since 2012 and I drive almost every single day doesn't even have that many kilometers. It's that big. It's close, but that's a lot of years, yeah. And considering we're talking about coastlines, it should be noted that Wasaga Beach, which is located in Ontario where FTD Facts is, that's a free fact for you guys about FTD Facts, is the longest freshwater beach in the entire world. And it was also the site of a very significant battle in 1812. And this was the Battle of the Nancy, which a British ship was destroyed by American forces. But the beach itself is located in the east part of Lake Huron, and it's a really fun place to go throughout the summer. It has a lot of tourists there, but it does get extraordinarily packed along its 14-kilometer shore. Also, considering we're talking about the War of 1812, it should be noted that the Canadians burned down America's first White House during that war. That's right, you may find it hard to believe, but the White House that currently stands in Washington is not the original. This happened on August 24th of 1812, when Washington was occupied by foreign forces, and to this date it is the only time that Washington has ever been occupied by another country. And the attack on Washington, led by Major General Robert Ross, was a retaliation for when the Americans attacked York in Ontario, Canada. Now let's jump back to Lake Huron, because one thing that's really important about Canada is fresh water. Canada is known to have an abundance of fresh water. As a matter of fact, it is so large compared to other countries that it holds 7% of the world's renewable fresh water. Now, some of you may have heard that it might be higher than that, like 20%. Although that is theoretically true, only 7% is actually accessible to people, because at least 50% of the fresh water flows north to where it's unavailable to Canadians. And last but not least, Canada is home to the world's longest highway. This is the Trans-Canada Highway. It stretches out 7,604 kilometers, starting in Victoria, BC, ending in St. John's, Newfoundland. Construction for this highway began in 1950, but it came to open on July 30th, 1962 by Prime Minister John Diefenbaker. And what's funny is, during the opening ceremony for the highway, the Princess Patricia Canadian Light Infantry Band was late for the ceremony, and thus they couldn't play the Canadian National Anthem and only made it for England's God Save the Queen, which is kind of weird. Which seems acceptable because Canada and the UK have been friends for such a long time. But there you have it, guys. That is just us taking a brief look at what Canada has to offer. This is a country that is known for giving peace throughout the world, having great foreign relations with 180 countries, and having diplomatic and consul offices in over 270 locations around the globe. So thanks for watching, guys. Once again, this has been an amazing time to talk about my own country. Guys, Canada is celebrating its 150th birthday on July 1st of this year, which is 2017. If you guys want to know more about Canada, stay tuned to the channel because we're going to be talking more about this great country in the next couple of weeks. But other than that, my name is Dave Walpole, and if you guys got a recommendation for a future FTD Facts video, let us know. And also, if you want to contribute more facts to the Canada videos, or just any of our videos in general, head on over to our website and sign up for our mailing list. This is because we'll send you guys our production schedule, and if you guys know of anything interesting about our future upcoming videos, you guys can always send us facts to ftdfacts@gmail.com. So what do you think about the great country of Canada? This is a place that has a lot of big things going for it. A country and culture that remains loyal to its allies and is always ready to extend a hand to help those in need. And it's also home to a people who understand that sometimes they must put their own needs aside for the greater good. This is the country, people, and land of Canada, who with glowing hearts they see thee rise. But the rise is of heart, help, and hope. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, hit the subscribe button for future FTD Facts videos. If you guys want to learn about some other cool places around the world, try learning about South Africa in our Part 2 video. Also, check out our surprising facts about the Soviet space program. It was a really cool video that I really enjoyed doing, and I'm pretty sure you will as well. But other than that, thank you once again, and we'll see you in the next video.